Mm-hmm.
Where do you see the big categories within the space economy, and where you see the most exciting pieces happening, where you feel like, as you're saying, that we'll end up seeing a lot of innovation, or we'll end up seeing a lot of value creation? What are those different big categories that you see within the space umbrella?
Yeah, I think there's almost an inverse relationship between what people think and what's real. So people think about, Lawrence Sanchez and Jeff Bezos taking rides up into space, and Katy Perry, and they talk about manufacturing in space. They talk about going to Mars. That is nothing. That is irrelevant. That is in terms of the overall value of the economic impact and the value financially of space tourism. It's almost zero. I mean, it's a rounding error. Where the value is in things that people don't even really think about, like communications. So the ability to provide connectivity, whether it's on airplanes or to cellular towers for backhaul, or directly to consumers via services like Starlink. That's what's driving the value in companies like SpaceX, is this global ubiquitous connectivity. And if there's another one, it's observing the planet. And we're starting to see more of that as we have a better sense of what's going on, but not just visually inspecting what's happening, but doing it in different wavelengths. So understanding the health of crops by looking at
hyperspectral imaging.
Hyperspectral imaging. And I think that as we start to appreciate the economic value of these things, you're going to go from having just a few companies doing this to having really a much more distributed set of competitive companies globally doing this. So it's not just going to be U.S. companies. I like to think about Starlink through the lens of the early days of the internet, when you had AOL and maybe Kuiper's CompuServe, where you have totally closed, vertically integrated systems that are owned and operated by one company. And that's how you start things. But ultimately, in the end, there was the internet, right, where you had many tens of thousands of networks that all connect together. And I think that there will be, we're going to put the internet in space, right? And that's the next step here, is to see a globally competitive, highly distributed and resilient set of constellations that all talk to each other. And I think we're really just getting started there. So I think these are the very early days of the space internet, and we're going to start to see that.